Have you ever been in Google Classroom and wondered, I wonder if I could create my own Google header to better fit the needs of my class? I know for me, being a computer teacher, I get tired of using the same header year after year, and so I've actually designed an assignment for students to show off some creativity by using an application called Adobe Spark. And I want to walk you through how to use Adobe Spark and some other ways you might be able to use it. But really, I want to just show you how you could create a Google Classroom header of your own, and possibly, if you wanted to, turn it into an assignment or a class competition with your students. So with the headers, you can always select a different theme. They have several themes here for you to choose from. Like I said, I get tired of using the money one for my business classes or the computer one for my computer classes. You know, just they look the same after a while. And so I was in search of a way to create my own Google header. I could do that using Google Drawings, but then I found this site called Adobe Spark. And I, as you can see, have used it several times for a few different options. I wanted to use it today to show you how to create the Google Classroom header, but then also show you some other posts or some other ways that you could use it in your classroom or personal life. And so once I've created an account, you'll get to a page that looks like this. If you just go to spark.adobe.com, it will take you to the site and you'll be able to log in or create your account from there. If I hit the plus sign, it's going to give me some options. So Adobe Spark, it used to be 3 different entities, but they've combined them into one area, which is really nice. So there are graphics that you could create. You can create a web page or you could create videos. I highly encourage you to get in and explore some of the web page and video options just for, other future assignments or future projects of your own. So within the graphics section, you have a few predetermined graphics that you can create. You can create advertisements for various social media accounts or just advertisements in general, for print, posters, flyers, business cards, save the date cards, etc. Instagram posts, so not only can you create Instagram stories that are the portrait mode, but you can also create Instagram photos that are the correct dimensions so that they fit directly onto the site without any weird cropping. And then you can also go to Twitter and Facebook. That is why I like this site so much, is because it sets it to the correct pixel dimensions so that I am not having to play a guessing game at, well, what size do I need to make it so that it actually looks nice on the site. It does that for me. With Google Classroom and their headers, you do have to create a custom header size in order to fit within this box. So to do that, we will go to Start from Scratch, and we're going to create a graphic. From here, there are some different options that I can choose. Again, the same options that are available to me as before, but I'm going to go custom, and I'm going to change my width to 2000 and my height to 400. And I know from experience this isn't perfect. It depends on the device that the student is going to be viewing Google Classroom on, but it gets you pretty darn well close. I just tell students when I push this out as an assignment to avoid putting things in kind of close to the edges and the borders, just in case it crops weird. But I found this just by, a Google search. I think Shake Up Learning has done a similar activity or posted a similar activity to their site. So I'm going to hit next. I could choose to upload a photo to have it as the background, but I'm going to skip that for now because I want it to just be a plain color background. Okay. If I were to click on some of these graphics, it's going to try to resize things. So I'm just going to go straight to design. But just know that templates option is there and available to you when you go to create a custom Instagram ad or Twitter post or something like that. So in the design tab, I have several variations that I can mess with and play. And as you can see, it already, to me, looks better than what Google had pre-designed for me. Okay. So as I am going through this, I can kind of see, and it's going to look different. Okay. So let's say I like something like this because there is some extra information that shows up right in this area. So I want to avoid putting things in this area of my document. So I'm just going to stick with something like this. Okay. Super simple. I just need to double click to edit my text, and I'm going to put in here multimedia design with Miss Payne. And if you do take the time to create engaging Google Classroom headers, students were they're so visual anymore that if they, know automatically, oh, I see this, just the blue and red, if we stick with that color scheme, for example. If I just see that, then wow, okay, I know I'm in the right classroom, okay? From here, I can duplicate it, I can edit, or I could trash it if I didn't want it. But for now, I like it. Actually, no, I'm going to go back to this, okay? So as you can see, when I clicked on it a different time, it has a different color here. Not a big deal, we'll change that later. This is where I change it. So I can go to colors and I can shuffle up the colors. And the nice part is it's choosing colors based on a set theme. So I'm not sitting here trying to guess, but maybe I want, a theme like this, okay? Or colors like this. So it has colors already built in that look nice together, which if you're like me, sometimes I struggle with finding colors that look nice together and that aren't going to contrast each other or look ugly together, for lack of better words. So, I like this. I'm going to stick with this for now. Okay, so this is how I would just quickly change that option. Maybe I want to change how it looks in the layout side. Okay, I can add some maybe make that spot smaller. Add in some extra color blocking, move my text now, and so that it fits within this little area. Okay, something along those lines. From there, I may try to go back and change my color of my text, based on the suggested colors that I chose with my theme. Okay, so I have my different areas that I can adjust and change. Okay. The last thing that I could do is I could go in and I could add some extra text if I wanted to add some extra text in there. But I want to add a photo. I want to upload a picture of our buffalo so that, get some buffalo pride in here. And I think that brown actually complements really well. So I can, it gives me these guidelines, which if you're familiar with any Adobe product, it always gives those guidelines, which is really nice to make sure things are nice and centered and look nice together. So maybe I want to put that buffalo in there. I'm really liking how, despite how short of time I'm spending on this, how quickly I can get something that looks nice, and it took very little effort to get there. Let's say now after this I decide, well, I want to use this as an Instagram story header. So I could go in and change that. And you can see if I hover over that, it's going to give me the correct template or pixel designs. But let's just say, you know what, I like how this is. I'm going to go in and change this to my Google Classroom header for multimedia design. This Adobe Spark, you can't remove it unless you have a free account. And I know there are some or the upgraded account, I wanted to say. I know there are some schools that have Adobe ties, and you can probably get the upgraded account information from your school technology. That's something I would check on. I don't have that at my school, so I'm just going to leave that Adobe Spark pretty logo there. Another feature that you have available to you before I get to showing you how to download it and then go and upload it into your site is there is this option here where you can add collaborators. So maybe you do assign this as a student project and you put a couple of students into groups and they have to collaboratively design a Google Classroom header for you. Or maybe they have to collaboratively design a social media post for a local business. Or they're pretending like they're in a different era and pretending as if there's social media in that era. How would they design something that would, advertise something in history? So you can add collaborators to this so that they can edit and view this as we go. So I'm going to hit download, and I want to download it as a JPEG for now. Okay. Actually, I'm going to leave it as a PNG because it did tell me that was what was best for graphics. So my download is in here. All I have to do now is come over here, upload my photo, find it from my computer. Actually, the really quick way in Google Chrome is if you have your download right here, I can just drag and drop that in here. If not, I would have to go find it. And so see, it does crop a little bit weird. Maybe I do need to less than the 2000, maybe isn't big enough, but even if I move it all the way over, I think that it will look nice still. Okay. So I've got this multimedia design. My students won't see this area. They won't see the class code part. The only thing they see is this part right here. Okay? And additional information there. It's going to look different, and that's maybe why the 2000 pixel width is the ideal width. It's going to look different when they're on their phones. It's going to look different if they're on their iPads or Chromebooks or whatever device you're using in your classroom. If I resize my browser, it's going to look different. So you want to make sure that you do have the correct pixels and test it out a couple ways just to make sure, you know, it looks nice. But that's why I tell students to leave stuff out of the edges, especially if, you know, are on this edge and you do have to crop it weird. You can always adjust it from there. So I hope you found this interesting, and I hope you found it informative for you. If you wanted to see more, you know, some of these projects that you can create, I'm a junior class sponsor, so I'm about to create some. This post specifically is designed to feature. Okay, this post specifically is designed to be able to feature on Twitter, and so then when students are scrolling, it's not going to crop weird, and they'll see all of the information, which I think is super important. Students don't always like the extra clicking, and that's why I love Adobe Spark, is because it does design things at the correct pixel dimensions for me. Okay, and if you didn't catch that little note, there are additional features on the iPad that I would encourage you to go check out. You can actually animate your posts so that they kind of have some extra flair to them and grab some extra attention. Hope you found this informative, and I can't wait to see what you create.